I mean, even for me, like I was on the Barstool College Football Show for 1 week in 2019. Like I was told I was going to be on it for the whole year. Dave kicked me off the show.
Why?
He said I was like the most boring guy he's ever seen on camera. It was like devastating for me in 2019.
Wait, so this was supposed to be you, Dave, who else?
So it's still like it's on the internet. Like you can find it. Week 1, 2019 season.
Yeah.
Were you at Vandy then?
19, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So it was before. Like I forget the marquee games. Like Notre Dame was playing Louisville, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
It was the first weekend. I got told a few weeks before, it's like, no, you're on the show this year. And I just graduated college in May of 2019. I was like, oh my God, like
that's sick.
It's happening. It's like, oh wow. And it was Big Cat, Brandon, Dave, Casey. Casey was the host. And then I had my own desk on the side. And then I was supposed to give stats or whatever. And I didn't perform to the best, but it was the first time I ever did. And I was like, okay, I got that out of the way. I'll be better next week. And then I got told like 2 days before I went to Clemson, or we went to Clemson, the show did. Clemson was playing Texas A&M.
Yeah.
Trevor, this was the year after Trevor won the national championship. So they were like number 1 in the country.
Yeah.
Texas A&M, I think Kellen Mond was there. So they were looking pretty good too.
Yeah.
And I was eating, I remember specifically, I was eating a Chipotle bowl I had a whole planned out thing. You remember when Clemson kind of got busted for using Osterin?
Yeah, was this like Dexter Lawrence and all
Yeah,
the
yeah,
D-line?
yeah.
Bro, like the entire D-line was on
Osterin, yeah. So I had like a shirt made. It was gonna say Clem Osterin. I was gonna go and be like the heel. Like I had this perfect plan.
Yeah.
And I was eating Chipotle in the Barstool office in the kitchen. It was lunch. And then this woman, I'm not gonna say her name because I despise her. I don't want I just despise her. She doesn't work at Barstool anymore.
Okay.
She was like, so you're off the show. Came up to me, didn't even like
like that.
She didn't even bring me into a room. I was like, yeah, so you're off the show. Like, it's not going to work out. And I was like, wait, what? And I'm like, I had a face full of food. I was eating like Chipotle bowl.
With the shirt on.
Yeah. And I was just like, wait, what? And it's like, yeah, Dave didn't like you, so we're going a different direction. And I was just like, oh, I was like, wait, actually? And then she was like, yeah, well, at least you don't have to go to Clemson this weekend. And I looked at her and I was like, I was like, I don't get...
Yeah, like what's
like
that
I'm 22 years old.
Right.
They fly on a private jet to Clemson, and then I got to be
sick,
yeah. And then she goes like, "Oh, at least you don't have to go to Clemson." Then I go into Dave's office. I was like, "So that's really it?" And he's like, "Yeah, I just don't think you have it." But the moral of the story is, so at that point, I was like, "Fuck." Like I didn't think it was over because he did tell me it's like, "I love all the other things you do at Barstool." So it's not like we look at you differently. It's just like this isn't going to work. And I was like, "Okay, that's fair." I mean, he's like.
Yeah.
He was the head.
Yeah.
It's like if you don't perform, you get benched. Like that's how it works.
Yeah.
So I wasn't mad. I was more just like, man, I wish I had another opportunity. But like that's just like if you don't, I didn't show up the way I needed to. And then, but in 2019, and he told me he's like never seen somebody more boring on camera. And then, I mean, you got to think
said it
about
just
this.
like that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And then he went on radio later that day. You can find all the quotes. And he said,
just talking shit?
Not talking shit. He was like, Jack Mack came crying in my office. I was not crying, okay? I went into his office and was like, yo, so like, what happened?
Yeah.
And it was just, that's what he said. He's like, I think you're incredibly boring on camera. I was like, can I have another opportunity? He's like, it's just not going to work. And I was like, all right, whatever. But that could have like stopped me from making videos. That could have stopped me, but I continue. And then like, I mean, Dave may still think that. I don't know. I haven't talked to him. But like, I haven't, but like, now I mean, I have 610,000 followers on TikTok. That's a video, like strictly video content. Like, so
talk your shit, Jack.
But,
let's go.
Yeah, but
Well, no,
and I mean,
dude.
if you saw the numbers in the company, I mean, like I go platinum with no features every month, right?
Yeah.
But at that time in 2019, I wasn't good enough. Like I wasn't prepared. I thought I was, but I wasn't. And then I almost feel like I was like a quarterback that was like started and then it was like he wasn't ready. But he like, you know, like look at Geno Smith. Like he was like, he wasn't even that bad on the Jets, but he just wasn't.
He wasn't a franchise guy at the time.
And then but he kept going.
Yeah.
And if I was just like, man, I'm boring on camera, Dave's right. It's like, you know, I wouldn't be where I'm at right now, which is
you
cool.
needed it at that time, basically.
I think so. And I think he brought up a good point. And like, I will never, the only person I'm mad at is how that woman said it to me. It's like she didn't
Just
even
don't be disrespectful about it.
just bring me into
basically.
a room. Like obviously that's going to be heartbreaking news to me. Like it's like it's not. And also she was relatively new. It is what it is. But that happened 4 years ago, right? I still have to watch that show every fucking weekend and see like, oh, they go travel across the country. And
dude,
like,
that's a sick gig.
It's
bro.
a sick, and I could have had that gig.
Yeah.
But
You still can. It's not
yeah, you never know.
Yeah.
But like, it does suck thinking, oh, I don't have that gig. But like, I could have been like, that's going to stop me from making videos. That's going to stop me from doing things. That's going to stop me from taking chances. And then, yeah, but I mean, Dave's mean to everybody. So it's like, that's not like, everyone has a story like that.
Yeah. Or is it mean or just no filter? Like he just says whatever he.
I mean, it's who he is. It's like, that's the reason
he's so popular too.
And it's like, that's how he built the company. Like that I work at and get paid by. So it's like, like that's the like life you signed up for. If you don't like it, like I could leave. It's not like he's forcing me to work for him.
Yeah. And we were talking earlier, the big news where he bought back the company for $1. Like, how do you think that changes like what you do or the structure of the company or whatever from someone who doesn't like really follow super closely what Barstool's doing?
Well, a lot of people I would say didn't even know that was Dave didn't own a lot or a big percent of the company. You know?
'Cause he's the face of it.
Yeah. I think a lot of people were asking me on like my friends or family or whatnot. They're just like, wait, he didn't own it. But how does it change it? I mean, he owns 100% of the company again. Like it's his
But does
money.
that mean he's going to change how things are run?
Possibly. I think he said in an interview, it was the day that the news came out, it's like he wants it to go back from meetings to more so making like great content, which Barstool never stopped that, but some people did. I mean, Penn was great. I loved Penn. It's really like, I mean, think about it. Barstool had its own sports book. It still will for the next 6 months, but like Barstool Sportsbook, like they had Barstool's name was attached to a sports book and a pretty successful one. It was just when there's a lot going on, you have to be like very careful and whatnot, gambling regulators and whatnot. And we did a good job at that, but that will change the content a little bit. Now, as like Dave said, like it's like Barstool's back, quote unquote, which I hope is the case. I can't really speak on what's going to change. For me, it's like I'm just doing that. Like nothing's changed for me day to day. Like I'm still doing the same stuff. Maybe Dave's more involved, so it's like if I mess up, I'm going to get yelled at more. But like that's just I'd rather have that because Dave being involved, I think is the morale of the company is so high. That's the only thing I will like 100% say. The morale is very high. Not that it wasn't, but Dave coming back because people missed Dave. Because
But wasn't he around always?
Well, not really. No.
Really? Huh.
I mean, he was in Miami a lot, and he was
true.
and then he wasn't in the office as much. He was still very involved in the company, but he's back to owning. Like now, it's he went from being a huge shareholder of Penn to no, he owns 100% of Barstool Sports now.